Hi everyone, I'm so sorry when I said I'd be on that quarter past 8. Oh gosh, right, well we're here now in any case. Much later than intended, so thank you everyone for coming in. I hope you're all well. And yeah, that bloody goat puzzle. Apparently, in the director's cut version of this, they made that puzzle a bit less awful. But we're not playing the director's cut for a few complicated to explain reasons. Well, not really complicated, probably more boring to explain. We're playing the original kind of as I first did back in the day. But yeah, let's get started. The plan is to not go that late tonight, but then that was also the plan yesterday. So we'll see how that all plays out. Yeah, I hope we're all doing well tonight. Yeah, that goat puzzle, I feel like every point-and-click game, even the really well-liked ones, they usually have a really infamous puzzle. And yeah, that goat one is pretty horrendous, and we're not going to come into it for a little while, so it's a little ways off. Hi Luke, yeah, a big childhood favourite this of mine. This is like my other favourite point-and-click. Kind of series, although I've only really played the first two games, and I didn't finish the second. I got quite far in the second one, but I got stuck, so I'll probably finish that on stream. But yeah, big fan of this game back in the day. I assume it'll still hold up well. The little I played of it now, it still looks gorgeous. It has, just like Curse of Monkey Island, it has gorgeous artwork. Really nice animation, so I do look forward to that. Hiya Matt, how are you doing, man? I hope my mic audio sounds a bit better as well. I've turned the gain on it down a little bit. I'm trying to keep an eye out to make sure my fan's not coming through. Because I want the setting up quite high on it. But for long-time viewers among you, you might be able to hear the ice has returned. Basically, because I can't leave a pint glass on my desk. Oh, Matt. Oh, Matt. Yeah, I can't leave a pint glass on my desk without it getting warm now. Right, let's let this beautiful intro play while I get the solid book. This is a really nice...
fall, the last months of the year and the end of the millennium. The city holds many memories for me. Of cafes, of music, of love, and of death.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. Tell me if it's too loud. Okay, nice. Yeah, granted, the theme to this game is beautiful. I did forget though, it stays on this screen for quite a while. You just see that bird flying in the distance for a good while it goes through all the credits, but... Oh, it's such a beautiful piece of music. You can tell the fidelity's a little, I'd love to hear like a high quality version of this. That might be something the director's cut has. The thing is, I get the impression the director's cut changed a lot of this. I'd be curious to play it down the line, but I really wanted to, I was being a bit stubborn really. I wanted to revisit the original version of this. And thankfully, if you buy the director's cut of Broken Swords on Steam, you get the original version as well. There we are. This is etched into my brain, this intro. Well animated it is. Not recorded at a very high resolution here, but... There's our main guy, George Stobart. And that's one way to start something off.
Ouch!
Oh, yeah, Barry, this is the intro, so you've not missed much, don't worry. So, yeah. Right off with a ban, with a murder. Some really, really nice animation.
As I picked myself up, all I could hear was the ceaseless drone of traffic. Life went on around me. But the explosion was to change my life forever.
Yeah, like, I really, like, that's one of the things the director's cut of this. Apparently, like, that line there, they changed it to, like, a bit of a gag. Or, like, they changed it completely. There's a lot of, I mean, I do think you can be a purist to a fault with things like re-releases, but
to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner.
there was nothing certain to that. I was sort of like, yeah,
that was the
no,
only news story. The rest was rumor, gossip.
I'll go with the original one. Maybe give
Then
the
I noticed
director's
the
cut
writing
go
was
down the
pretty
line.
It
I know it
read
adds like
Salah
new
ad-Din,
sections with another character as well,
1345.
which have a mixed reaction to them. But yeah, kind of, this is cool. This is sort of a globe-trotting murder mystery. Well, maybe not murder mystery, but it's sort of trying to track down the that clown killer we just saw. And yeah, it's so very much the style of games we're playing a lot of at the moment on the channel. Like a lot of pointing, a lot of clicking, a lot of dry humour. This one's a little more serious, but it's still very funny.
I tried not to meet his stare as I searched the dead man's pockets.
Oh.
No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page.
So, we may have just tampered with a crime scene before it could even be established as a crime scene. That's not great.
I needed a stiff drink, but I hated the taste of brandy.
Yeah, the main character in this is great. He's very wry, and his personality kind of matches the bizarre logic a protagonist one of these games would kind of end up having. Like, in terms of the really weird solutions they use.
Oh my head. Never again.
It is a bit of
How
that,
much vodka
Cricket.
did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me. What is your name, Sherry?
George Stobart, ma'am.
Oh, American.
She asked the question quite innocently, but I could sense her reserve. It was something which seemed to afflict all Europeans. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Oh, Cricket, yeah.
Take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You
That
don't
gets pretty
say.
brazen in those games,
What
doesn't it?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
Snooping as usual, I see.
There's quite a lot of that. Sorry, someone redeemed the Sonic joke book, didn't they? Let's get to that. Where were we in that? I hope we're all well. Sorry, I'm quite behind on chat. What did the sea say to the sand? Nothing. It just gave a little wave. And I just waved at my monitor, even though you can't see me. Alright, but yeah, the goat is in this one. But man, that goat is really infamous, isn't it? I'll definitely have a guide to hand for that bit, because that... I mean, I had it for when I played this originally as well.
No, but I used to play hospitals when I was a kid. Can you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
Oh, God. So you had to, maybe it's not the best thing for her, but how can you say
Is
no
that
to
straight or
that?
with ice?
Just give me the bottle with a teat on it.
I guess a little drop won't hurt.
Yeah, when I tested this the other day, you can completely miss this section. Like, look, it's got unique animations for all this. Like, this isn't essential.
That's better.
She knocked back the brandy as if it was water. I was glad I wasn't picking up the check.
What about the old man? Is he dead?
Yes, he is.
Oh, mon Dieu. I've never seen a real-life corpse before. Except for Grandmaman. That was different. She was family. Has he gone stiff?
I shouldn't think so. He's only been dead a few minutes.
Yes, funny that I think so. The developer Revolution, I think they might be French. I think. Is it Charles Cecil, the main director? I mean, it starts off in France. It's kind of funny because It almost feels like France from an American perspective, but then, as I said, I think it's not made by an American developer at the very least. I think it is made by a French one. Right, let me have a quick check back through chat. Sorry, I'm really behind. Entomologic boom lately. Yeah, I've seen Toonstruck. That's the one with I didn't play it back in the day or anything. That's got Christopher Lloyd in there, hasn't it? I've been trying to channel some of his Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of energy, wasn't it? Bad puzzle in a game called Black Mirror. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, adventure games are notorious for those kind of insane puzzles, yeah. Yeah, there's some really... This one's mostly not too bad. The goat puzzle is pretty infamous. I definitely got stuck on this a few times back in the day. Or is it, I see we had a second Sonic joke redeem. Hi, Graham. How you doing? Right, let's get a fully advanced dialogue. Let's get a quick Sonic joke. What ton Oh, okay. I was reading ahead, I was like, I didn't immediately understand this, but I get it now. What ton never speaks? The one in your shoe. That might be the worst one so far. And I am aware of the weight of those words.
Did you know the old man?
No, monsieur. I never saw him before.
How did the old man behave?
Well, agitated. He kept looking about him at the door, at his watch.
As if he was waiting for someone?
Oh gosh, we're going
Yes,
for
I
blown for all
suppose
these.
so. He was worried about something, that's for sure. If you ask me, he was having an affair. He had that look about him. Like
Jeez.
a husband.
I forgot that dialogue. Wow. That's quite a lot.
Do you remember what happened when the clown entered?
I remember that horrible tune he played alright. It was like a funeral dirge.
I'd never liked accordion music either.
I'm so glad they added that internal
Did
monologue.
the clown speak to the old man?
No, he just laughed at him. Then he grabbed the old man's briefcase and ran out of the door.
Did you see what the old man had in his briefcase?
No, he didn't open it.
Okay, third Sonic joke. What can run but cannot walk? Actually, I'll see if you guys can get that. What? Because again, it's sort of a riddle-ish. Probably more than a joke. What can run but cannot walk? I was about to describe the picture, but then I would actually give it away. What can run but cannot walk? Oh, you're very close, actually, Luke. You're actually incredibly close.
What did the old man do when the clown snatched
On
his
that
briefcase?
second one.
Nothing. He just sat there like he was frozen.
Do another calculator.
Did the old man try to stop the clown?
Oh,
You
he
guys are
didn't have a
basically there.
chance.
It's water.
The clown dropped his accordion and ran out of the door. That's it. That's all I can remember.
So you were saying when this series has a different name in Germany. That's I think this is a series that's more popular in Europe
Did this
than it
newspaper
is.
belong to the old gentleman?
I don't know.
Someone has scribbled a note on it.
I think quite a few
It
people
reads,
played this on the
"Sala
PS1, I
and
want to
Din,
say.
1345. Does that mean anything to you?
No, monsieur, nothing.
Okay.
Hey, I'm going to look around for evidence.
Yeah, George just kind of takes it upon himself immediately to play detective in this. Yeah, so one thing with this game, you walk very slowly as well. Which, you know, nice to soak in the atmosphere. But I do remember at the time that getting a bit annoying with backtracking, so I've got Cheat Engine on. I'm aware where that might go with the sound effects. Whee.
Please, hold it right there.
Whoa, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapon.
That's a good subtle joke.
Standing away, Sergeant. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche.
Hi, Joe. How are you, Joe? Are you familiar with this one at all? So this is very much me revisiting a game I loved but haven't played in years, really.
This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur.
Oh, gee.
Stop holding your breath at once.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tiny
Oui,
and
monsieur.
cute.
But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is quite dead.
So there's quite a bit of
Clearly,
humour in this
the killer
one.
knew of his presence and...
How many times have I warned you about premature extrapolation? All we know is that he is dead.
That's a good line.
seemed reasonable to assume...
A great detective assumes nothing. Take Maigret, for instance.
But he was a fictitious character, monsieur. Why, he was no more real than Poirot.
Oh, nice,
Was that
Shower.
dead?
That's different, Moo. They were comedy Belgians. Anyway, it is unlikely that even you will learn much from talking to the dead. Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can.
So I think this is a French game. I'll look that up to be sure. It's either French or
I doubt
British.
if she is in a fit state for questioning, monsieur. It smells to me as if she has been drinking.
As I feared, we
Oh,
have
no.
stumbled upon a den of iniquity, Moo.
That's our fault. We
Leave it up to me,
enabled
sir.
that.
I am used to handling drunken women.
Oh,
I do
jeez.
not doubt that for one moment.
Ugh.
Et maintenant, to business.
Yeah, that's optional to have given her that drink beforehand, so that's a fun little thing they included.
Your name, please?
It's quite good for a
George
96
Stillborn.
game, isn't
I'm from
it?
California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur
Oh, it is a British
Sauvage?
developer.
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so. Apart from the bomb blasts.
Yeah,
Were
there
you
we
in the
go, Win,
vicinity
yeah.
of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it's weird, you
Was
can
he
lie
alone?
during these bits.
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No. He was more interested in the waitress.
Yeah, look how good the animation
Did
is
you
on the
see anyone
characters.
else in the cafe?
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
Did you happen to see a black
You barely have.
A black car?
There's a lot of that in this, yeah.
The picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one.
Oh, this gets weird, this interaction.
Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll live if she survives the hangover. She doesn't remember seeing a clown, monsieur.
That's odd, don't you think, monsieur? Who am I to believe, I wonder? Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I'll look for some.
Satisfied that you know nothing.
Oh,
You may leave.
jeez.
I hope this little incident does not...
Oh, we
spoil
should not have
the-
given her the drink.
What about my
baby
personal
boy.
safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I honestly believe you are in no danger, monsieur. Should you remember anything of importance, please contact me. My card.
Yeah, that's really funny. This all played out a little differently than when I was testing this the other day. Because the other day I didn't
That
talk
is
to the
all.
waitress
You may go.
beforehand. Or importantly, I didn't give her the
There's
drink
not
that
much
she
to go on,
wanted.
monsieur.
On the surface, no. But what...
I don't think it matters in the long term, but it's cool that it changes the dialogue
If the
after.
door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely
This is where it
academic.
gets weird.
Academic. You are about to witness a scientific breakthrough.
Yeah. Okay, Chief. Yeah, so it's yeah, I haven't played Toonstruck. I've seen photos of it. It's sort of like again like Roger Rabbit sort of thing, isn't it? With like kind of impose. Oh gosh, what's they do there? Oh, there we are.
Excuse me, mademoiselle?
I should have been the one to fill your dark
Hi,
soul with
my name's George
light.
Stobart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Oh, yeah,
That's
pasties.
right, on holiday in Paris. Some holiday, huh?
You can hit people with the Facebook thumbs up.
Sure was. Sat right out front of the cafe.
Very good,
Did you
Croco.
notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with an hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah,
Poor
he
George.
went inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh no, nothing like that. I am Nicole Collard from La Liberté.
So the other major character of
Some
this
kind of
game
nightclub?
and series,
No,
actually,
it
really.
is a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Say, you could interview me about the bombing. You know, an eyewitness account. Minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama,
He's such a
human
dork.
interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
Oh God, it's him again.
How you doing, pasties? Thanks for tuning in. Pasty probably feels right though in Paris. Just a quick check through. It is funny because the Shenmue comparison does fit with your main character kind of just trying to play detective, like to a kind of obscene degree. Yeah. But yeah, this
Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
Who's the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Planter. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation.
yeah, well, this is one of those games where you're just kind of very annoying to everyone. Like we're just kind of just trying to mind our business.
Why
but...
won't you tell me about this clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a lot of calling
You
people
ask
on the
me
phone.
my
That
story,
there's.
and I'll let you in on what I know. And let's get one thing straight right now. This is strictly business.
Oh,
Okay, it's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures.
yeah, good
I'll
idea
promise you.
to
Fine, I'll
establish
soon.
that. Oh, can we not? Oh wow, so we could have had the. That's weird because you had other dialogue options, but
I can't
the only thing we needed gameplay-wise was a phone number. Again, strictly for business. I get funny about that. But yeah, you'll notice me speeding this up here and there. It's as fantastic as George Stobart's walk cycle is. It does get quite slow. But yeah, I think quite a lot of people put this has a PS1
I tried to
port
lift the cover with my
back in the
fingers, but
day.
couldn't gain any leverage.
I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna do some quick admin. Give me a second. Because one of the hotkeys I'm using to like speed this up or slow this down is the same as the on soon message thing on stream, which is why you're seeing that pop up randomly. So let me quickly sort that out. You got this lovely music to keep you company while I do that. There we are. Easy to remember the tape rings. Yeah, I never made the Shenmue connection, but yeah, there is a bit of that in this.
There was nothing of interest.
Shenmue, as much as I adore you, though, I think Broken Sword is probably a bit more elegantly written in its dialogue. Well, there's some Silent Hill there.
I've had it with sticking my nose into French trash cans.
In terms of a jump scare from a cat out of nowhere. Yeah, so this is 96, this game. I think I played it like maybe 2001, 2? For the first time. You remember that, for those of you in the UK, which is probably all of you actually, if you remember that sold out range of PC games, they had like the white and yellow packaging and just a lot of budget,
Can you
a
spare
lot
a
of
few
older
minutes?
games in the budget range.
Thought
that
you'd
was.
been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah, I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess.
We could so be a terrorist, thank you.
Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Girl beat. I could have knocked his block off.
Jeez.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantar.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what
What is
I
this
did.
voice?
If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people.
So yeah, again, this is relatively more serious than Monkey Island.
Did you see a clown
But
come by this way?
still pretty
A
good.
clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
Huh! Those guys are funny, aren't they?
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by? Some of us have to work for a living.
I'd have a drink with this guy. I completely forgot about this character.
I know you're busy, but surely you know the clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He was wearing multicolored baggy trousers and makeup.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
How you doing there, Sultan? Thanks for tuning in.
Would you like to read my newspaper?
Oh, Matt.
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh,
jeez.
take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Yeah, look at this, just incidental
Ah,
animations for
Look at
everything.
this. Damn bleeding out liberals.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Save the dogs.
Jeez.
Catch them and eat them.
Oh, I forgot that. I forgot that
All
exchange.
fuss over a bunch
Okay,
of
if I
things.
have a drink with the guy, maybe we won't
That's
discuss
more like
politics.
it. Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this? Saladin running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend. Bucephalus reborn, mon ami. Like a streak of lightning, she is.
This character's not important, by the way. This game just has a lot of kind of characterization and unnecessary detail.
Do me a favor, won't you? Keep an eye on my hole. I'm off to put some money on that nag.
Off he trots. A magnificent walk cycle. Best character. Yeah, I don't know how much that fella smoked in his lifetime.
I'd found just what I wanted. A tool for lifting manhole covers.
Yes, we're already going there. Ooh. Oh, I forgot that. That's right. You kind of have a it's a cool kind of visual representation of that's another phone number we call. Of course, this is 96 though, so we don't have a mobile on us. So I believe you have to use I believe you do have to use like phone boxes
door
and
was secured.
such. Yeah, this is really bringing me back. This is so many of the games from my childhood I've revisited over and over again. But not this one for whatever reason. I was tempted to, I think, because of the so Jar pointed this out, I think you were asking you earlier, there was a director's cut of this, which unfortunately I think is one of those kind of divisive re-releases where people don't like all the changes made to it. I'd be willing to try it out someday, but I think just because it's been so long since I played this game, I kind of wanted to play the original. Which thankfully is very... I think that was what stopped me from playing this for a while. That was quite difficult to do, but I'm able to use ScumVN for this. If you like look at this, This is the same emulator which I was using for the LucasArts games we were playing. And even though this is not a LucasArts game, it does work for this, which is quite neat. But yeah, I played quite a few point-and-clicks back in the day.
Not so fast. I'd like your personal details, please.
Huh? What for?
In the event of an accident. It would help us to know where to send the body.
Oh,
Look,
jeez.
is this really necessary? I came in here to talk to Rosso.
Why did you not say?
Have you had any reports concerning a suspicious clown?
Why, yes.
Hiya, Bill.
There was a fire
Oh,
on
you
this
think that
room.
on the original being
We
better, do you?
arrested for public disorder.
That's
And you
generally
said
the
there was a
consensus I
clown
get.
involved?
Like,
A clown and a particularly
Did you happen to see a black car that day?
A black car?
balloons. Are you in any way involved with the reprobate, monsieur?
No, not me.
yeah, I think you could probably still have a good time with that re-release. Like, it came out on like Wii and DS, and PC, and that's technically what I bought. Like, I got it really cheap recently. But these days on Steam, it comes with this original version, which again, thankfully, you can just play very easily
May I see Inspector
on Windows
Rosso?
10 now.
He's not here.
But
Do you wish to leave a
Which is
message
not always a
for him?
guarantee with
I
all
have a
PC
choice of
games.
blue or black pen. I'd recommend the blue for a less formal communication.
I'd prefer to talk to him in person.
As you wish, monsieur.
Is Sergeant Moo available?
What? You want to speak to him?
That's how gorgeous the background
I cannot
artwork
recall
is.
the last time someone asked to speak to Moo. No one ever speaks to him. Not even his kids. Eh bien.
Oh, jeez.
He's not here, monsieur.
Inspector Lou's
With Inspector Rosso,
problem,
Like Laurel and Kitten. No, monsieur?
troubled home life.
Oliver Norville Hardy.
Hmm.
Do you know anything about Rosso's psychic techniques?
I cannot comment on my superior's methods. All I will say is that Inspector Rosso has an impressive record.
He's a good detective?
One of the best. He's a man of honor, with a fine sense of duty.
You wouldn't say he was a screwball?
Not to his face, monsieur.
The voice acting's very good. I forgot how good the main character's voice is.
Have you any idea what this tool is used for?
Oui, monsieur. It is a dipstick.
Oh, they made a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Goemon card. Oh, no kidding. I think it was kind of a remaster. I think the art is somewhat redone, although from the little I played,
Take a look at this. Inspector Rosso's personal card.
I don't know if I'd say it was better
Where
or
did
worse,
you get it?
He
really.
gave it to me.
Why?
I think he was impressed with my powers of observation. He asked me to contact him if I had any information.
I see. You are a grass.
Thanks for your help, Oliver.
That's the most dignified way to word that. Oh, fantastic. It wouldn't surprise you that there were like gags or fins in this I didn't get when I was a kid. I was a bit young for this game in a way. Not that it's like outrageously violent or anything. Although I do remember being a bit, this is actually a game you can die in, and some of the death sequences, they can be a little... I do remember finding them a little chilling. I mean, you can usually save right beforehand, and if you're anything like me, you save all the time in this kind of game anyway. So... But yeah, that's cool. So they did
cover was too heavy and awkward.
They did a new Goemon card. I have to look that up. Yeah, I've seen they've done I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately, but I have seen, because it's a Konami joint, they've done loads of Konami character related cards, like a Solid Snake one or Castlevania ones and such. Yeah, they've done my boy Goemon.
Like the entrance to a sewer.
Oh, nice. I'll click on that in a sec now. Yeah, I forgot how much incidental animation there is. Like, look at this. It's so good. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, I do wonder... Oh, that is cool. Oh, that is cool. It's very intense. There's more intensity than that than any Goemon. I guess they're gonna make it slightly more quote-unquote serious, haven't they, for Yu-Gi-Oh? Which is fair. It's just a sewage. Look how pretty the sewer is, though.
I realized it was intended to be worn.
They call it a clown nose.
Red nose.
God, the dankness of this environment is conveyed very effectively with that sound design, isn't it? So yeah, you know it's we're in high intensity material when we've this early in and we're already lucky enough to have a sewer.
It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers.
Oh, I forgot about that. You can gross people out with that. I forgot the icon for the nose was George wearing it as well. There's a lot of fun you can have with presenting certain items to people.
I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike.
I choose to take that as a very confusing in concept compliment. So
Hold it right there, you sewer rat. I knew you'd come back, and now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that. Keep your distance, monsieur.
Ooh,
Okay.
good social distancing going on.
What were you looking for?
Sorry, it's low hanging fruit, I know, but
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up? Mon Dieu, that is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu. Then, the man I chased. Welcome to the circus. One and the same?
Well, yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you are doing down the sewer. For all I know, you are in league with him.
Oh no, I'm just a tourist.
Haha, most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
it's a good right sense of humour to this, isn't there?
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
What is there to tell? He was a typical criminal type, just like you.
That's a yellow rebellion.
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Did you see a yellow car
Who is
the
he?
other day?
The man who was killed in the cafe. I'm gonna find the guy responsible. I'll find him. Even if it means following him down every sewer in every city in Europe.
Ah, you need some sensible boots. You won't get far in those stupid sneakers.
Fair point. Oh, I forgot you were keen on Yu-Gi-Oh! Rebellion.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
Oh, she isn't hurt, is she?
No, she's fine.
Oh, thank heavens. A poor girl like her isn't safe in the likes of you.
Hey.
Can't you understand? I'm not a gangster. I'm an American tourist.
Ah, that's what you say.
Yeah, I saw that, Joe. I'd be curious to... I'd be curious to try it out, just for the heck of it. I see, can you do Stadia just through, like, PC by this point? Or is it, like, I assume it's on, like... Because at first, wasn't it just on, like, dedicated devices? To be honest, there's no way in this reality I'd be paying any money on Stadia at this point.
Was the guy you saw...
I'd be curious to
carrying a
try it,
briefcase-
just for the hell of it.
I didn't notice.
I'm on Evernet. I've been
Now
on
I'm
Evernet
going
for a
to
week
leave.
now, so
Oh, do I have to call the police?
be a nice way to test that.
Take a look at this false nose.
I've never seen it before in my life.
Take a look.
I told you! I have never seen it before.
You can be so bloody annoyed in these kind of games. I love
Take a
it.
look at this false nose.
I told you!
This is what I used to open the manhole cover.
Just as I thought. You were up to no good down those sewers, weren't you?
One slip and I would have been up to my neck.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's sort of the last-ditch effort.
Do you recognize this material?
That's the last-ditch effort for Stadia, isn't it?
Perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card?
What is this? Inspector Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you. And I'm sorry.
Way, committed
Don't
fraud.
apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you. It is your posture, your poise. Oh, yes.
Oh, that's
There
your
is
brother
no
to give you that
mistaking
still,
the bearing
Salter.
of a disciplined man, and I should know. I was in the army, you know. When I was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
Let's start over from the beginning and tell it just like it was.
Yeah, so you'd be wasting time, basically. All we have to do is just show him that card and pretend we... Yeah, so that's already like our first kind of crime we've done in this. Or maybe the manhole cover thing as well as a breach, I don't know.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an armlock. His face.
Oh, I see. Okay.
His grip was like iron, but he did not know what
Yeah, I
he was up
misread that.
against. Oh no, he made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture. Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
So you don't want to hear about my experiences in the desert? I fought to make this country what it is today.
I'm sure you did, but I'm a little short of time. Do you know the waitress?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her quite well, you could say. She came to work at the cafe 6, 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me.
Oh, you barely heard on that.
Really? So
It has been
miss her
a
if she
trickle
wasn't
of
there.
the software on there, hasn't
Then
there?
who else would I find to cut my toenails?
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, he was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know, but the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Take a look.
Aha! That looks like a clown's nose to me.
Precisely. He must have dropped it in his panic.
Unless he wanted you to find it.
Why would he want to do that?
To put you off the scent.
Did I show you my...
Oui, just like mine. Except that it is much.
Hey! Bad.
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
Cricket.
That is the same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
I am good at comedy French accents, this is true.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur. It's disgusting. What on earth possessed you to show it to me? Someone has emptied their nuts.
Did you happen to see a black car that day?
A black car?
We're gonna hear so much goddamn Shamir,
Now,
aren't we?
about the jacket you found.
I'm okay
Do
with
you
that.
have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. It was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romani seamstress.
Just my luck. Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind. What was the name on the label?
It was a foreign name.
Oh, this is coming back to me now.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only
I don't
a
believe
telephone
it.
number.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08.
I'm such a big cupcake.
That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little secret number that I learned in the desert.
Lucky.
I was taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's incredible.
It comes in handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm glad I do not rely on honesty to pay the bills.
I forgot how good the
I have
interactions
to
were.
be
in
going.
those.
Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Raymond, I was only doing my duty, monsieur. Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon. I'll let you out.
We're such a phony. Yeah, I hope we're enjoying this. I hope it's a little slow going to start, but I just love the atmosphere, the quirky dialogue, the music overpowering the voice dialogue. Kind of curiously. But it's such nice music. It's so nice. Hi Louis, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming in, man. So yeah, as time opens up, we can explore more of Paris, and then this does eventually go a little globe-trotting, which is quite neat. But yeah, there will be me speeding up the walking a bit here and there. Let's call Nicole first.
Bonjour, Kula.
Oh, hi. It's George Stobart, the American at the cafe.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown, and I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment?
Fine.
Business, alright? Business.
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come right over.
There we go. I love the ways that those are presented. They always make me think of old Charlie Brown cartoons whenever they're on the phone. I mean, that's kind of a classic staple, isn't it, of this split screen? Seeing people on the phone. It's rude to point. There's a lot of point in this game. Yeah, maybe I might have to look into the,
Hello? Who is this? Hi. My name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your
Smooth,
customers.
George.
Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No. No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Conrad.
Oh, just a
Lives
little
that
dig
you
at the,
say.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that. Subtle little,
Do you know a guy
Yeah,
called
it's lovely the
Plantar?
presentation, isn't
No,
it, on that,
I've never heard of him.
Joey, yeah. Such a nicely well-produced game, though.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you. I never heard of Plantar.
I expect Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper, listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar won't be coming home.
This poor guy.
You forgot the puppy. The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's voice.
Well, maybe they don't have a dog. What do you think?
I don't know, Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
I guess they get around to like well, why is George like going to this effort? I think we can just deduce he's a little bonkers.
What do you know about the clown who
I can
bombed
relate.
the Café de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
You're cool, Todrick. But I think
Jesus.
you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if you're saying that to make me think you don't know what I mean, but, oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
Did you know that one of your customers was a part-time clown?
If a guy feels happy with a funny nose and custard down his pants, what's the problem?
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Poor Todrick. I think we're a bit too hard on him. He's just... I don't think he's a so-and-so in this or anything. I don't think we have reason to be Oh, you nicely caught, Louis.
Again?
We are
I
so
told
annoyed
you
in this game,
earlier.
just to everyone.
But of course, it is Monsieur Hardy.
Stobart. George Stobart.
Yeah, everyone follow Louis boy so he can play Shadow the Hedgehog?
I found this scrap of material in the sewer.
Vraiment?
It was probably torn from the clothes of a psychotic killer.
Even if you were Sherlock Holmes, I would have trouble
Holmes.
believing you.
I found this...
I mean, for all I know, maybe that's the actual correct pronunciation.
What the hell is that?
It's evidence.
Evidence of what? Mayonnaise smuggling?
The sticky stuff is grease paint.
Ah, and that is supposed to make me happy, is it? I suggest you think long and hard about what you're doing with your life, monsieur.
Jeez. A bit brutal, isn't it? That could be a sound effect, it'd be a weirdly dark one.
I found this red nose near the Café de la Chandelle Verte.
A clown's nose?
That's right.
Sir
The guy
Cricket.
who wore this is a savage killer.
If you say so, monsieur.
Have you any idea what this tool is used for?
Oui, monsieur. It is a dipstick.
Thanks for your help, officer.
Yeah, this is, again, like Monkey Island, nobody really takes us that seriously. Probably rightfully, really. Let's go visit Nicole, shall we? Yeah, I hope we're enjoying this. I know we're a little, Right, let me, as lovely as the music is, let's turn it down a bit, shall we? Let's not quit. Oh, this has been back from memories, as I say. Real big favourite of mine back in the day. Options. Turn music down slightly. See if that's alright. Cool. Suggest out of a channel point incentive. Oh, there you go, Lou. I think you have the means to, what is the game? Have I... This is my fault, hold on. I might have just crashed the game.
Uh-oh, no doubt about it.
Oh, there we are.
He's lost it.
Lovely. There we go. That was weird.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good, and it only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
Jeez. Just humour her.
I've changed my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know?
10 francs, please, my dear.
10 francs? That's a ripoff.
Please yourself.
What was the conversion rate like on francs? I don't really recall, because it changed to euros in the early 2000s, I want to say. The family went to France in like 96 or so, I think, and I was very young then, but I remember that being francs.
Are the flowers for sale?
I don't know what franc would have been worth in pounds, though.
I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Yikes. Well, thanks for telling me.
I hope you don't mind as a side note. No, this is a bit of a slower pace to start with.
Do you know a young woman called
I was a bit
Nicole
conscious when I'm playing this slow game on stream.
Yes, I do.
Even though
She
I'm
lives
generally enjoying
upstairs
them.
from me, in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it
Did you happen to see a black car that day?
It
A black car?
because of the damp. The
Keep an eye on the
landlord
left.
said
There
it's
are.
fixed before winter sets in.
There is traffic going
He's been
by.
saying that for 3 years.
I think it's just like the same two, like grey and green vans, but maybe there'll be a black car there.
How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Oh,
Haven't you
jeez.
ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
That's a beautiful analogy for that.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe.
They spelled scary
I
wrong.
figure it's a kind of
How did
natural
he?
safety mechanism.
No, Ian scary.
Either that, or I don't have a future.
0 out of 10 stars. Let's see if I can get a refund on the 50 cents this cost me from some of the reset error around the spare
What other
code.
flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity.
Oh, speaking of Phoenix Wright, there was a
idea,
character
Elsie.
called Dario. I think there was even like some symbolic meaning. Or, I don't think it was insecurity related though.
What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris, the flame of passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not cut down her throat.
Oh, I see. I think I took that as a different.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating, it's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. You're a young lady. She deserves better.
I just love how, again, this is not a character that is plot important, but just so much characterization has got into it, you can tell.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
Oh, jeez.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
Do you recognize this
It's
nose?
light the mood.
No, monsieur.
What do you make of this tool?
I don't know why you can show this. I don't know why you can show the
No, it's for raising
manhole
manhole
opening
cover.
thing to everyone.
Formidable.
I don't think there's ever a reason, so...
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
Yeah, Matt, I really fancy doing these games quite often now. It's sort of been back fond memories of a kind of game that I used to really like and just haven't... For whatever reason, I haven't played that much in the past year or so. But they work great in the streaming format. Oh, Bill, €1 equals 6.5 for... Oh, okay, so it was a bit more kind of... I was trying to think, like, is it like 1 franc for, like, I don't know, 70 pence or something? But no, it'd obviously be more kind of thing. No, fair.
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Nothing?
I mentioned the Wii U one jar a bit. Yeah, Matt, I read that as The Last Jedi. It's a Lost Jedi game. Yeah, no, I'd love to play The Longest Journey, yeah, especially with that really nice texture pack
What can you tell me about this material?
that came out for it.
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur.
It does, like, it's not a series, it's only a series I kind of vaguely heard about and then watched you stream it, Matt. But I would really, I can tell it would be up my alley, as I say, I do like
It
this
wasn't
kind
the
of
style
game.
of the clothes in the shop that caught my eye, but the prices. The same amount of money would feed a starving family for the rest of their lives. I guess people who buy that kind of stuff don't have a problem with their consciences.
Jeez. George's working through quite a bit there, I think.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently.
Oh, is it
above
actually
the line.
Jawa? Oh, no kidding. Can I spend Jawa bits to unlock Sonic Jokebook jokes? Oh, the music's so nice. And it's not ear
Bonjour.
blaring now.
I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George.
Oh, I've got to be. It's a shame. You could tell it. The sound file quality is not amazing.
Eh bien? And what have you been up
That
to?
might be something the
I've been
director's cut
exploring the
improves on.
sewers beneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck! Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
Bit touching, though.
The editor, but he wasn't interested. Can you believe it? He told me to drop the story.
But you're not about to do that.
Oh no, I am going to find out what's behind these killings. You know what I think? It's a conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
Let me point out there should be ellipse. Oh, I forgot about that, Cricket. I'm not a fussbot, honest.
May I use your telephone?
Sure,
A
go
blatant
ahead.
lie.
Thanks.
God, I put this in a time and place, isn't it? Asking to use someone's phone. I mean, I guess you could get that nowadays, trying to use someone's mobile, but I don't know, just in so many cases we have a means to contact people on us usually, don't we? Like, I want to call her in their own house. I feel bad. I don't really want to pester Todrick again unless we definitely have a reason to.
How did Plantar get your name?
For the newspaper La Liberté, I'd written an article linking 2 unsolved murders, one in Italy and the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantar said he could supply me with more information. Somehow, the clown must have known about our appointment.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Ono Bellotta.
You better. You better.
He made his money
Should
from
be really
advertising
made an impression on you guys, didn't it? I'm glad.
Millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off.
Was he killed for his money?
No. He had no living relatives, and his fortune went to the orphanage where he'd grown up. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese green politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium. He was committed to dismantling Japan's automobile industry.
I can't see him gaining much support with a loony policy like that.
Yamada was a man of vision. He was years ahead of his time.
If you say so. How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say, flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
May I use your...
Sure.
Thanks.
You let it consume you, wouldn't they? I don't know why I forgot there were so many French accents in this jar. Of course there are. I don't know how many of them are genuine. I don't know if they actually hired French actors. But I'm a dummy who wouldn't really be able to tell unless it's like a really obviously fake one. Which granted somebody's probably
A snowman,
probably are,
a penguin, and now a clown. You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you what, I won't be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance of a big break.
Or a premature death. You speak very good English for a French girl.
Thanks. You speak very good English from America.
It is fascinating because it's like the American perspective of France, seemingly with self-deprecating humour, but then it's a British game. It's I forgot about that. Oh gosh. Hi Jeff, how you
I found
doing?
his false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents
Even
of
though
someone's
sometimes
nose?
it hurts the
Don't
Shenmue
suppose,
consumption.
It says La Risée du Monde.
Oh, you better.
Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Why don't you put it on, Georges?
No way am I wearing this. I'd look really stupid. Besides, he might have had a cold.
How you doing, Jeff? Like work with once
This
today.
is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Fascinating, George.
You're not interested, are you?
Oh, of course I am. I think it was very brave of you to go down those sewers.
Yeah? Well, it was kind of scary, but, well, I had a job to do.
Or false bravado on him, isn't there?
I found a piece of material near the cafe.
Hi, Cheeky. How you doing, man?
When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh no?
Take a close look at his left cheek.
A scar. In the shape of a horseshoe.
Oh, a crescent.
Wait a minute, what type of No, they do mean face cheeks, don't they?
I found this tissue down the sewer.
It's vital we show you. Yeah,
I think the stuff on
we
it
don't
is
have a lot of social
like
grace to
actors
us
use.
in this game.
Or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
Don't lend anything to George. It'll be in the same pockets he stores all this weird stuff in.
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
That'd be weird, George.
Tell me more about yourself.
There is no
Cheeky.
need to tell.
Well, how did you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought my first camera. I was 8 and my parents had just split up.
Did you live with your father?
Yes, my mother went off with her new boyfriend. I don't mind. Papa was all I needed.
Aw.
4 years later, he died in a plane
jeez.
crash.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Well, it's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really, always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted I should study art. That's why I went to college.
Did you learn about photography at college?
Oh, God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper.
Cricket.
Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair.
Oh, jeez.
The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Do you have a boyfriend?
That's none of your business.
Quite right, really, yeah.
I'm going back out to search for that clown.
Where?
Well, I guess I could visit the costume shop.
Good idea.
Yeah, you really just kind of go straight into detective in this. Like, I never made that connection with Shenmue, but yeah, Ryu kind of fancies himself a detective as well, doesn't he? So, kind of ends up happening that as well. Yeah, I do love this piece of music. You can tell... I wish it was recorded at a better quality on this. It does sound a little harsh on the ears because of the quality, but... Still, it's really beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
I mean, it is a 96 game, you know, I'm gonna be fair on it for that.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
So yeah, we will speed up when we're just backtracking like this. God, just such beautiful background art in this, isn't it? And I was a bit worried, like, I'm playing this on my TV. Actually, mind you, when George is facing forward there, he looks like he has cat eyes. If I can get him to face. Yeah, a bit fried then. But it still holds up very well visually.
Excuse me.
Just the amount of incidental animations for
Please,
one-time
come in.
things is so
Welcome.
impressive.
Leave the mundane world behind, but in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's
What?
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere.
I don't think I knew what either of
Of
those
course.
fins
How
were
can I
when I
help
played this. goodness.
Have you heard of a man named
I've made so much
Plantar?
progress.
I do not recall anyone of that name.
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
Good night, Lou. Thanks so much for tuning in, man. Again, everyone follow Louis so he can reach his affiliate goal.
Of course, monsieur.
And then stream Shadow the
Well,
Hedgehog.
then I'd like to check your records. Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
Impossible. There are too many.
The clown I'm looking for.
I think he's got
is
some stuff to
cold-blooded
work
killer.
through,
Give me his
hasn't
name,
he, JK?
and I'll see he's brought to justice.
I'd help you if I could, but you can't expect me to remember all my customers. You see, the clown costume is our most popular line, monsieur. On average, we hire out more than 30 clown suits a week. You'll have to give me more to go by. A description, perhaps?
How come clowns are so popular?
I think it has something to do with their unpredictable nature.
Personally, I think clowns should be banned, along with mimes.
Oh, come now.
Do you all agree with
Who
that?
doesn't love clowns?
Me, for one. Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning.
Did you happen to see a black
can we not
car?
Are you
elaborate?
sure this is the man who bought grease paint?
Oui, monsieur.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
What does this tool mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur.
Something's gonna come of that. We will keep doing that
Does this dirty tissue mean
to a
anything to you?
tedious degree. We will keep presenting people that damn manhole cover opener.
Let me smell that.
Oof.
Bestheimer's number 7, white
Ugh,
chocolate.
cricket.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Thanks for your help, bud.
My pleasure, miss. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Oh, I know where this is
Oh,
going.
What are you trying to do?
The horror
kill me?
movie
You did
sting.
not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Let's try it on him.
Excuse me.
Oui, monsieur.
Do you want this buzzer back?
No.
Oh, I want to use it on him.
Oui, monsieur.
Not that he'd fall for it.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah,
My pleasure.
there's a funny running joke of trying to get people to fall for that, and then it actually pays off very cleverly later in the game. You just have this hand buzzer on you for the whole game. Fantastic. Oh jeez, cricket. Actually, yeah, like...
As I was about to touch the dummy, I realized it had the same color eyes as Nico. The strange thing was, I hadn't realized I'd noticed the color of Nico's eyes.
Yeah, seeing someone shake hands now,
I
it
gave the
almost
dummy
is
pure
unnerving,
alternative prod,
given the
but it
current
didn't move.
circumstances, isn't it? You can't do that. Well, I guess you can 96, but... Actually, maybe we need to phone that guy again. Tell you what, I'm going to take a quick, very quick toilet break. And get another glass of water, I think. Yeah. Thanks so much everyone for tuning in on basically no notice. It's always very much appreciated. Yeah, back in a second, everyone. I'm so glad you said that, Cheeky. Gosh, that would have been weird. I forgot I added that Gerudo Valley cover. It's a really nice one, isn't it? Really appropriate instrument choice for it, I feel like. Oh, I just realised that fits, because, like, the main female character is called Nicole. Nicole, I think, I'm still not in the rush to hear that song again, but... Thank you, Bellion. Actually, Grum, was Grum here for when we streamed Curse of Monkey Island? Did he see the Haggis Mutton? I think his name was. Like the kind of comical Scottish character. Oh, Jeff, I just saw you tweeted about this stream. Thank you. Thank you very kindly. Ah, very good, Cricken. I'll take your word on that, why not? Yeah, I'd save as well, why not? Cool. But yeah, how are we all doing this evening? How's our week been so far?
Monsieur Hardy, no? Stobart. George Stobart.
Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday today? I honestly can't remember. That's a good time, isn't it?
I'd like to shake you by the hand.
Do you want to be arrested for assaulting a policeman? Huh? I noticed the shake and shock buzzer concealed in your hand.
No, not very good at that, are we?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur, I do not. I have no memory for faces.
There's a term for that, isn't there, when people can't, or is it, well, they can't recognise faces? Like, it's a certain kind of affliction, I think.
Thanks for your help.
There was a plot point in 999 on DS. It's Wednesday. Oh, is it really just face block? Yeah, actually, yeah, I have heard that term now that you say that. Does sound familiar. Let's pop back this way quickly. Yeah, it's weird. ScumVM, the emulator we're using, it usually lets you speed up games, but not this one. So I'm just using external software to do that.
Sergeant Moo?
You heard the inspector.
Did you find the victim's briefcase yet?
No, sir. The inspector gave me specific instructions to guard this door until he countermands these orders.
Did you happen to see a black car?
Yeah, you've got it.
A black car?
Crack Adventure Wednesday.
I really did see the clown.
Can we get the alliteration out of that?
Across the street.
Did you follow him?
I lost him. I figure he went underground.
Do you know how many kilometers of sewers there are beneath this great city?
It's not a question I've lost sleep over.
I have no doubt that Inspector Rousseau will organize a proper search.
How did you
she's
and
Wednesday.
Rosso arrive at the scene of the explosion?
We need a
so
goofy
quickly?
point and click
You
going.
arrived within minutes. Was it a tip-off?
Inspector Rousseau's sources are a perpetual mystery to me, monsieur. There are some who say he has made a pact with the devil.
And what do you think?
I think he is the devil.
I'm glad we got these lads and law
I've
enforcement
tracked down
around
the
here.
clown's movements, Sergeant.
Is that so, monsieur?
Yeah. There's a man down the street who saw him crawling out of the sewer.
Dressed as a clown?
No, he changed into ordinary clothes by then.
So, how did he know it was the clown?
He didn't, but all the clues add up.
Little children can add up, but I wouldn't let them manage my bank account.
What is Rosso doing with that girl?
He is giving her the once-over, as you Americans say.
Huh?
Once he gets his teeth into a case, nothing will shake him off.
Was he serious about all that psycho detective stuff?
Of course. Inspector Rousseau is a pioneer and a visionary. His revolutionary methods, once perfected, may change the face of law enforcement forever.
I can't see it taking off in L.A.
Sorry, I just noticed my back was still on.
I was one of the last
Of course it
people to
was.
see the victim alive, Sergeant.
Does that worry you?
Yes, it does.
So,
I
Cricket.
feel I owe it to him to find his killer.
That is best left to the authorities, monsieur. Did he speak to you? Tell you anything?
No, he just grinned and nodded.
Don't let it trouble you, monsieur. Go home and try to forget.
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantar.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
Sorry, I was reading
Would
back
you
my
like to shake
chair.
my hand, Sergeant?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur. The gesture could be misconstrued.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur.
It's the guy who bombed the cafe. The clown.
This man looks nothing like a clown.
He's taken off his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
Yeah, fair play. For those who didn't know, Cricken finished Sonic Advance 2 earlier this evening, and I forgot how brutal that game is. It's, like you were saying, Cricken, I think Sonic Advance 1 is probably the easiest one, but weirdly
You recognize this
brutal
dirty
group of
tissue?
games, those.
No, monsieur, I do not.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
No way. This could be an important clue.
If you say so, monsieur.
I found this red nose in the sewer.
What were you doing down there?
Fishing for clues. That's where the clown went.
You still insist you saw a clown, monsieur?
Of course. And this novelty nose proves it.
It will take more than a plastic proboscis to convince Inspector Rousseau.
You don't want this as evidence, then?
Certainly not, monsieur.
See you later, Sergeant.
Oh, yes. Are you gonna do, you're gonna do the backwards, I suppose, aren't you? Because you finished Advance 3, you're gonna do Advance 1 next. Oh, gosh. So he doesn't like clowns, but that's a very good clown drawing, isn't it? It's called Todrick again.
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
Did you make a suit for a man with a scar on his face? A scar in the shape of a crescent moon?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Tell me where I
Java.
can find him and I'll leave you alone.
And if I don't,
I won't leave you alone.
I can't tell you anything unless you give me his name.
Do you know where I can find the guy with the scar?
I told you. Without a name, I can't help you.
Thanks for nothing.
Oh, jeez. You should probably block our number before
What
long,
do you
shouldn't
want
we?
now?
Listen, I have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Say, who are you anyhow? A cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
I guess not. How do you know this guy's a killer? Did you see him in action?
Didn't you hear the explosion? The cafe was blown up.
The clown killed the old man?
That's right. Blew him up with a bomb concealed in his squeeze box.
Merde. But why did he go to the bother of dressing up like a clown?
Who can unravel the tangled logic of a killer's mind? I guess it's some deep-seated psychological need. Or just plain showmanship. Would you like to shake hands with me?
No, I wouldn't. One of the real pleasures of being rich is not
Jeez.
having to be polite.
I don't know, does that resonate still?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I don't.
I gotta go.
Don't let me keep you.
God, there is dialogue for everything in this, voice for everything, isn't there? Yeah, I forgot you, Bad. You said you played those back in the day, didn't you, the advanced games?
Hi there, remember me?
Ah, mais oui, Inspector. Have you found him?
Who?
The man in the sewer, of course.
I'm, sifting through the evidence.
Rather you than me, monsieur. That reminds me, someone's been in Paris sniffing around just after you'd gone. Bold as brass. He tried to tell me he was a policeman. Inspector Rousseau, he claimed.
Oh dear.
I didn't tell him I'd been talking to you, not hours before.
Thank goodness. Impersonating a police officer is a serious offense.
Oh dear.
A man with so little respect for the law must be desperate.
Yes, my father used to say, desperation opens the door to the devil. He was always coming out with things like that. Stupid man. So, when you are not Exploring sewers. What do you do?
I take a lot of showers.
Oh, very good, monsieur. A policeman with...
Oh, nice, Rebellion. Yeah, as you say, I forgot how difficult
Do
they
you
were.
recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, I do. It's that villain I told you about.
Oh.
Do you recognize...
Yes, I do.
Shake my hand.
You're
Did you
joking,
happen to
aren't
see
you?
a black car that day?
Nothing
A
much.
black car?
But you've been mucking about down this sewer.
We can't get that to work with anyone.
I have to be...
Good luck, Inspector.
Yeah, I tell you what, some of those bosses in Sonic Advance 2, I mean, they're all running bosses, aren't they? So, of course, they're all very difficult. Like when you have to do precise movements mid-air while you're running, that's quite tough in them, isn't it?
Hello again.
Hi, Georges. Have you traced the clown any further?
No.
It's Benny
Did
Hill
you
a
phone the
bit.
tailor who made his jacket?
Yep. Do you want this photo?
No, you...
The guy at the novelty shop gave me this.
What is it?
A hand buzzer. You put it in your hand and give people electric shocks.
Why?
It's a gag. A practical joke.
If you ever use it on me, I'll break your arm.
Okay. I get the picture. May I use your...
Sure.
Thanks.
I don't know who else we need to, I'm getting the guide up ready just in case.
I'm going back out to search.
Where?
I could go back to... Or maybe I should go look for Rosso.
Let me know.
I will.
Oh, actually, I probably just go back to the police station, I think. Cool. I'd say this is maybe a little, as far as these games go, this one isn't as, you can get stuck in it, especially that bloody goat puzzle everyone remembers.
Hi there. Oh, no.
I wouldn't say it's as bad as some of them, though.
Monsieur Ardino?
I think the second game was
George
worse for that.
Sober.
Unfortunately, I never finished the second one. There's 5 of these games in total, I believe, kind of crazily. I've only really played the first 2. I know the 3 and 4 are 3D ones, and then the 5th one was sort of a return to this style.
Are you certain you don't know this man? Oui, monsieur.
No, I
Thanks
know
for
there's
your help.
actually not just a game from that. I definitely did get
Excuse me,
stuck in this a few times as a kid. Yeah, it's not
Thanks for
really,
your help.
there's really anything to, Yeah, so hint website at the ready. The same one I used back in the day as well, kind of. Oh god, what the hell was that? The same one I used back in the day as well. Oh, I forgot, this game's called, I think, Broken Sword Circle of Blood in America as well. Not really sure why. I guess Shadow of the Templars wasn't as marketable. Was this talk of Tetris? Not that I disapprove. Give me just looking at the red clone. Kind of looking ahead quite a bit actually in terms of yeah, so there's the complete list. So in this game we're in France, you go to Ireland, Spain and Syria. Yeah.
Sergeant Moo.
Please go away, monsieur.
See you later.
What are you guys up to in there?
I contemplated crawling under the umbrella and pretending none of this had ever happened.
Oh, the old fetal position. I'll be doing that.
I can't...
Oh, we're not stuck already, are we? Broken sword, turtle carnage. Can't remember if there's any reasons.
The cover was too heavy.
I don't think there's a reason to go back home. Again, just aren't these the most pretty sewers you've ever seen? Oh, hold on, is there a... Yeah, sorry, it's just slow to a crawl as well. I probably got stuck here originally. Guy does that shrug if you ever... Is that a reason to...
Hello again. I have...
Good luck.
The door was locked.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not really getting from this guide, something to hear about Art's doorways. What are we talking about, Shred? Yeah, so we need to use the tool on something, I think. Sorry guys, I've really slowed this down to a crawl by getting stuck. Let me just check, I don't think there's anything to the left here. Oh no, this is only single screen anyway. Doing your right might have been covered. Alright, let me stick this on while I try and figure out what to do next. Why is this chasm crawl? Broken sword guide. What are we all playing the game at the moment, by the way? I mean,
That dirty rat! He's cheating! Look!
Oh, let me have this. I don't know, especially when I'm streaming one of these, I don't want to be like stuck for too long, you know? I'm sure.
I've only just begun to cheat. I'm certain I'll do some more.
I'm sure it's quite obvious, but oh, did we not? I thought we showed the costume guy the photo. No, so we have to do that again. Okay.
Are you sure this is the man who bought grease paint?
Oui, monsieur. He chose two costumes.
Here we are.
Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
It happens so easily in these games. Okay, Khan.
Thanks for your help.
My...
Insert Star Trek joke here. That name. We're done. That's handy actually. When we're done with a place, it just kind of gets closed off like that. Oop, come on. Here we are.
Hello? Who is this?
It's George Stobart again.
What now?
Let's have a look. Oh really? If you play Overwatch, I'd be up for joining you on that, Cricken. I'll be rubbish on it, mind you. That's great you got a good connection again though, so you can play like that, and you're going to play Melee with that guy you raided, weren't you?
I found out the name of the guy I'm looking for.
Is that so?
Yeah, it's Khan. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
I don't think we'd bother poor Todrick again after that. I remember these two. I think I've ever been impressed by how 3D the flags look there as well.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Have you heard of a guy called Plantar?
No. That name means nothing to me.
I'm looking for a clown.
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I really am looking for a clown.
There are no clowns here except you.
Do you know a man by the name of Khan?
No, I don't.
It's very important I get to see him, and...
I told you, I don't know it.
Will you shake my hand?
Are you joking? Who knows where it has been?
What is this?
Hard labor.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
No, I never saw him.
Have you ever seen...
No.
What is this
Are you serious?
Oh, yes. Take a good look at the substance it's smeared with.
You are sick. Very sick.
Do you recognize...
No.
Forget it.
So, I think soon we'll be coming up to
Excuse
the
me?
first place you can die in this.
Yeah?
His voice.
Do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
I'm sorry to be a burden on your brain. You ever meet a guy called Plantar?
No, I ain't.
Oh, you batty.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's. Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
No, I ain't. Don't tell me I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. I love the clowns, don't you?
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hurt.
That figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the pants, then smack! A plank in the kisser.
Shake my hand.
Nah.
Oh, rats. Do you recognize...
Is this a trick question?
No, I simply asked if you recognized him.
Okay then. Nope, I don't.
See you later.
Not if you see me first.
Voiced. Yeah, so... I don't know how long it'll be, but I'll show you the deaths. I generally remember where they are, and I almost always had them happen to me every time I played this. Back in the day. Yeah, I think... oh, hello again, Alma. I think a lot of folks dropped off.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
I think a lot of folks dropped off Overwatch, didn't
my
they?
dear. For one foolish moment, I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
Oh, George, you heartbreaker.
George
you.
Stillborn.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Pt1. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just...
Good night, Joe. Thanks so much, man. All the best.
blood may be blue, but the
Good
flesh
night.
is the plump beef of old England, so to speak.
Blue with egg.
You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Bit flustered, isn't they?
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
Oh, jeez. I knew
Are you
what they
here
were
in Paris
doing.
on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday.
Oh, thank you,
I need to
Jeff.
get away after our dispute.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry to hear
Did
about
you
your
happen to
husband's
see a
death.
black car
You
that
wouldn't be
day?
if you knew
A
him, my
black car?
dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a
Thank you so much, Jeff.
holiday.
Thank you.
Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting.
Oh, dear.
I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hempstead. That was until last night.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken.
Oh, Jawa.
Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
Oh,
It
dear.
was just as I'd always imagined
Oh,
it should
George.
be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then the stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner,
Oh, jeez.
those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
Cricket.
Glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
I hope Tekken 7's going well, Jeff. Yeah, we were on Yoku for Blue in ages last night. You better. Very good. You're on fire tonight, man. Yeah, we were on you. Let me try that again. We were on Yoku until we actually did go past 2 AM last night. We did it. We lived the running
Did you know
gag.
there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian
Oh,
suits and bulges
jeez.
in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
God, so much of this must have gone over my head as a. I think it was 11 playing this.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I was very naive 11-year-olds.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Oh, jeez.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him. That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged.
Guilty as charged.
Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no. Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I
don't
took him to
believe
be a
it.
gentleman. A man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
There's so many comical Britishisms going on.
When did you last see Merlin?
I mean, it's a British
It
game,
was
so.
no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Here we are.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would. Did I show you the...
Yes.
Would you like to shake my hand, ma'am?
Now, George, there's no need to be so formal. We met as tourists, and I want to keep it that way, despite the enormous social gulf between us.
Yeah, no one bloody falls for that.
Do you know what this is?
At a guess, I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Ah, Mr. Merlin, perchance.
That's him. Can you...
Oh, I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
Does this
Good God, no.
I just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please, darling, put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
She's the secret best character, isn't she?
I have to go.
I can remember this guy being a bit stuck up, if I recall.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines.
Gosh, that piano's loud, isn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on. Turn that down a bit. Assuming that's under sound effect volume and not, He's very good though.
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer.
Hey!
They are a pleasure
I recognise that.
To wear.
Bloody product placement.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Oh gosh.
Do you he calls himself...
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective. What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer?
Of course, amongst other things.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Oh jeez.
Now that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there. Does this
No, it doesn't.
What is this clown?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural frenzy.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven. Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Oh George, you and your cloud agenda. Yeah, that piano is weirdly loud. I mean, I guess it would be quite loud if someone was playing it, but...
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I would really
conducting
prefer
a
if you
private
would be quiet.
investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats. Do you know a man named Plantar?
No, monsieur.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Can you tell me?
Oh, no, monsieur. That information is confidential.
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure. What do you...
Stun.
What
do you wish me to...
Hey, no!
Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
Nah, it's fine the way it is.
Take the baggage, yours. That is more hygienic.
His red nose?
No,
Thanks for...
Yeah, so how do we do this then?
Excuse me.
What?
You are trying to...
No way.
Yeah, not going to come to us that easy, I suppose. So it was this one.
The door was locked.
I think it was the second one.
The door.
Point and click Hitman.
The door was.
Yeah, It's been so many years since I played this, aside from like one really big one, like, I really do not remember any of the puzzle solutions. Let's have a look.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Again, secret best character.
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
I guess I am.
Good heavens, I must be dreaming.
I don't think so, ma'am.
Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
I'm hoping it's the key to Merlin's room.
Secret boss.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Atta girl. Look at the go.
I say, you there, flunky?
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
Cricket.
But of course, madame.
Yeah, we have a fair bit of that, don't
I wish
we?
deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
Often fueled by
I
nationalism.
understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Thank you. Yeah, if this was Monkey Island, that would have been much more difficult. I think this is probably a bit easier. Like, quite a few puzzles, at least early on then, you are just sort of exhausting dialogue options, really. So not too bad. I'd say probably the least obvious puzzle is coming up fairly soon.
It wasn't the right key.
I thought it was the second on the right, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
Yeah, I thought it was the second one.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, so it didn't make it too easy then. We just bars into someone's room. This would be a good game to do like a count of all the various crimes we've done throughout it. It adds up to quite a lot, I think.
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
He's got such a good voice and such a good line readers he does. I think he is George in all of them as well. I think like certain characters like Nicole change actors. But it's the same guy for all of them.
But it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Yeah, this is a cool little visual here. Rather you than rather you than me here, Giorgio. Okay, we are soon coming up to a death in this, which we'll do deliberately, for Giorgio.
The assassin is where you too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Yeah, I remember that confounded me for so long as a kid, and in retrospect, the solution's reasonably obvious.
There was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
God, I can't get over how much incidental.
And the crisp white sheets told me nothing about it.
Like, there's a bed like unfolded animation. There's just so much incidental stuff in this.
I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
There is something we need in this room.
The bed was fresh.
I mean, something will be falling down there. Well, that's less ominous than I just made it sound, honest. It's okay.
There was nothing. There was nothing.
God, I don't remember this. There is something in this room, I'm sure. Where is it?
The bed.
If there's any, It's no use. Sorry if I've been a bit quieter during this one than usual. I think I'm deep in thought quite a lot of the time, trying to figure things out, and
The assassin had...
perhaps just let the...
I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
Let the game speak for a lot of it, I think. So,
If I wanted my shins sticking out of my shoulders, I could have jumped. Mama Stobart didn't raise no suicidal fools, though.
Yeah, I don't seem to recall having trouble finding whatever it was in here, so where am I?
The bed was...
I'm wondering if it's like a pixel, Maybe have a look at the hint fin. I forgot about this.
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Yep, she's coming in.
Death stalks you at every turn!
Right at the O. Forgot about this sequence. I don't know how he didn't see us then. Oof. Bit frightening, eh?
That was too close.
My luck.
You were
I
almost a
found
Jill
two items
sandwich.
in the pockets of the pants. The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation. I searched the interior. There was nothing else in the pockets. I resisted it. There was no one registered on, but the name in the book for room 22 was...
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that. What now?
Does this match?
No. What now?
Thanks for your help, buddy.
So how do we get in this safe? Let's get her to help us.
Hi,
again.
ma'am.
Hello,
I got the key. I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers. But he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
We need to throughout the whole game. You can just sort everyone out for us, can't you? Ruin everyone's day for us. Which is our clear goal in this kind of game. Just to be a horrible nuisance to everyone.
Did you place the package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but...
What's the problem?
He isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
I do feel bad for this guy a little bit.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance could actually work.
Oh, blimey.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Oh, gosh. There's a lot of wry kind of, funny satirical little lines in those. I like... Alright, now we'll actually save and it'll be, first death... Cry face. There we go. How you doing, Cumber? Thanks for tuning in. So, here we go. So if you walk out with the manuscript...
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check.
I don't know how you would...
Inquire yourself about.
There's no way this wouldn't happen the first time you play this, I feel like.
You bet.
There we are.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
And,
Is this what you're after, Guido?
See, that's see.
I can explain everything. Well, almost everything.
Too late. You're on your way to feed the fishes.
I'm allergic to fish. I break out in blotches when I eat tuna.
Let's go.
And... there we are. The canonical ending to this. I forgot it was a grave. We're selecting the menu on the bloody grave. It just... oh gosh. I don't want to click on it. That feels blasphemous and potentially really bad luck. But yeah, what the difference between restore and restart is? Oh, restart is actually start the game again. I guess if we want to play hardcore,
as I picked myself, life went on.
Play hardcore and get sent back to the beginning. As novel as that would be, I don't think we'll do that. So, Yeah, pretty grim, isn't it? It shocked me when I played that as a kid, and I think that was the first time I was aware of, like, oh, that's a way you can dispatch of someone, just throw their body into the drink. And then it took me ages to figure out how to actually, I don't think I figured it out, I probably had to look it up. It seems quite obvious in retrospect. But, I think this is why this is a puzzle solution I remember, just because it took me so long to get to this point. But yeah, in fact, we need to take you.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it...
If the music was calmed down just a little bit. But maybe not, maybe just turn the speech volume up a bit.
Fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Yeah, here we are. You better. The levels of irony you've gone with there are wonderful. That's great. But yeah, so you have to throw the manuscript down. So then they'll search you as you go out. I mean, presumably they don't come across, like, the identity cards we also nicked from him. So I'm quite glad for that.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem.
What do you want? Oh.
Search him.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Now, don't mind as I very, very conspicuously... Was that inconspicuously? Well, anyway, I'm going to just go into this alley for no apparent reason. Either that's all god, like there's the most beautifully rendered garbage
was what Flap and Guido were
in the
after.
foreground
They
there.
were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nika's apartment and check it out.
There we are. Wait, Jeff, I played as him in that. Final Fantasy 15,
You're just not going
man.
to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
I like that she always grins when we come in. Guess there's something to Georgie boy after all.
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the Ubu.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there,
here we
two
are.
guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah, maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and number. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
So Indiana Jones plot.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, George. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
She is right, George.
What are you doing to
Sure
help
thing,
trace the
Cumber.
killer clown?
Good night.
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
Oh, George. It's a bit of an arse at times, isn't it?
Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be
Good night,
nothing,
Cumber.
but both the clown's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
I think you can like look at individual
Let's
parts of
face
it.
it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I
Oh,
know
there we
a guy
go.
who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Oh, that's right, in the museum.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said mirror, mirror on the wall, wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
There's definitely a story you tell your crush, George.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection... A knight with a crystal ball. And there's something written on the scroll.
It's so
beside the
good,
knight.
isn't it, Armor?
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinum mea lux.
I forgot you said you had played
By
this,
my
hadn't you? Which is really
teachings,
cool.
You will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
How's Tekken going, Jeff?
It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Oh, no kidding. What version did you play, Armor? Because it was on DS and Wii, and actually a friend had the Game Boy Advance version back in the day. I remember we were comparing notes where he was playing it through on GBA and I was playing the PC one. It's a bit of a shame that both the handheld ones, this kind of game makes for a really good handheld game actually, but I don't think either GBA or DS had the voice acting, which is such a key part of this game's personality for me.
Do you want this photo?
No.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address? That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
This game is both media and genre savvy, isn't it?
I found this in the killer's room.
What is it? A credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him or the company.
Nice armor. Yeah, I think it was pretty well reviewed, that version, when it came out. As I said, the director's cut isn't... I imagine it's probably fine for a new player. For someone who's, like, played the original version, like, apparently it, like, cuts some stuff out. I don't think you can die in that version. Which, granted, that was a terrifying aspect of this in the sequel for me as a kid, but it's also kind of a novel thing about them.
I showed you the red note.
Yes.
But they are quite unforgiving. I can't imagine. I imagine most first-time players.
Maybe I'll check out the.
I'm sure you'll find it useful.
That place we died at. I'm sure most players die that first playthrough, and you just have to hope you were saving often. Maybe this game instilled good save game habits in me. Cricket.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my hands.
I believe this was on PS1 as well, which I think is where a lot of people played it. Hi, Chris. That's because you've never played. I don't think you've played this, right, Jeff?
Can you tell me?
I can tell it doesn't belong to you.
How come?
Give me some credit. If you're an electrician, I'll eat my antirrhinums.
You're a remarkably talented lady.
I'll pretend to know. Should I know what an antirrhinum is? I mean, I can guess.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, but I can tell you one thing. There's no such place as the Club à la Mue in Paris.
It's a hint as to where we
See you
might
later.
be going with that.
That's right, monsieur. You...
Lovely. Ooh, right. Yeah. So again, I forgot that. It's quite nice. It does grey out the areas you don't need to go to again. So let's go straight to the museum, I guess. Actually, if we go to the police station, can we talk to him?
Excuse me.
Ah, Monsieur Stobart.
Oh, it's what's
That's
his
correct.
name?
You remember me?
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure. I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
Oh, he knows that.
What are you going to do about Flap and Guido, Sergeant?
I'm going to bust them, monsieur. For years I have been hoping to pin something on that pair. Now's my chance. I'll show them. And the inspector.
Thanks, Sergeant. Thanks for taking me seriously.
I'm only doing my duty, monsieur.
Oh, we're not used to being taken seriously, so that was quite nice. Flap and Guido, though, they are that classic, like, comedy duo, aren't they, of the big dumb one.
Do you know a man named Khan?
And the
He's a
lanky,
shifty-looking
smarter
guy
one.
with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the...
Sure thing,
bombing of
Matt.
the
Thanks so
cafe?
much. I will watch out for the goat. I don't know if we'll get to the goat on this
Khan
stream.
was the name he used when he hired the clown.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Good night.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
You are right, Cricket. That is the Facebook like, isn't it? I can't not see it as that now.
Stobart is here to see you, monsieur.
When I played this, Facebook either didn't
Did you
exist,
say what it was about?
or it was
No,
like it is in its early local
Very well.
college misogynistic phase of like just being to rape university girls, isn't it?
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
Let's go on
But
to
of
a
course,
happier
Mr.
topic, sure.
Stobart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
But
I've been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No. You must forget the business of the clown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobard.
Do you know a pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from special school. Flap is a
careful
nasty
there,
piece of work. But Guido is the real brains of the partnership. Where did you hear of them?
I met them out.
Wait, wasn't Guido the large kind of seemingly dopier one?
Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
Well, that one might sting.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether, invisible to all but the possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed
Was that
my
how
life.
to influence?
Really?
Oh, what's it
What
called?
was it called?
Hypnotism for fun
right.
and profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
I forgot
The power
about
of
that line.
mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
I forgot that line. It's so good. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral. Stay classy, George.
You're not going to try any of that psychic interrogation on me, are you?
Do you find the thought of my probing distasteful?
Let's just say I'd rather you didn't. I've got more doubts than doubting Thomas when it comes to mysticism.
Too bad. I think you would make an interesting subject under controlled regression.
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned yet. Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, monsieur, nothing.
It's another one of the assumed names used by the killer.
Ah, the famous killer clown case.
Yeah. You might have forgotten all about it, but I still aim to find that guy. Does this matchbook...
No, monsieur. I suggest you ask Sergeant Moo about that. God only knows why, but he collects matchbooks.
That's
He
important.
claims it is a hobby.
Would you care to shake my hand, Inspector?
Please don't be offended if I decline your offer, Stobard. The palms of my hands are particularly sensitive.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No.
It's the face of a killer.
The man who bombed the cafe?
The photograph was taken soon after the explosion. He'd escaped through the sewers, leaving a trail of clues behind him.
Circumstantial evidence, Stobard. None of it proves a thing.
So long as...
Oh, there we go. So, I think this is what ticks us off onto going, I think, to Ireland? I might be wrong.
Excuse me,
What do you want now?
does this matchbook mean anything to you, Sergeant?
That's a double-line Swedish with a crosshatch Bergman strike strip. Now, that's unusual. Pre-war Anderson hinging.
Really?
I haven't seen a reinforced Anderson outside of a private collection.
It's rare, then?
In this part of the world, yes. There are only 3 places these are made. Taiwan, Manila, and Slough.
Excuse me,
What do you...
is Rosso here?
Yes,
Come on.
Not really. Does this match...
that's a... Now,
Really?
I haven't seen a...
It's...
In this part of... There are only...
See you later.
Cool. Yeah, making bits of progress. No, we haven't been to the museum, have we? I mean, there's another death that can happen here as well, I
smashing my
think.
fist through the pane, wrenching open the window, and vaulting triumphantly into the building. Then I thought, no, that's dumb. Besides, I might get hurt.
What are the action star, George, didn't they?
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobino.
Would you like to shake my...
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Do you recognize the man in this
Someday
photograph?
someone will fall for that.
Is there any...
I guess not. Do you recognize... What does this...
That belongs in a museum.
Pardon?
It is a priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers.
Speaking of Indiana
What
Jones.
do you make?
It is?
Do you reckon...
I don't think...
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't get too much out of him.
I tried to raise the glass cover of the case, but it didn't bud. Touching an object as rare and beautiful as that would have been the act of a barbarian.
God, I just can't stop admiring how beautiful the backgrounds are.
Blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Leave it alone. That close...
So at some point we hide in that.
It's a sarcophagus.
At some point we hide in that and stay overnight. So I think, is that the...
The tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland to check it out.
I don't know why those music cues are so... I think I remember it being like that, actually, where it's just... The exciting music cues just get so weirdly loud. Yeah, so here we are. We can... This is where this starts going a bit globetrotting. And we can travel, somehow George can afford just doing this repeatedly. Oh gosh, look at the, We got a pretty nice one there, didn't we? Look at that. It's like nice.
Several hours later, I arrived in Ireland, the Emerald Isle. I'd been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Loch Marne. On the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day. I tugged at the trapdoor.
Yeah, so actually Ireland is where the infamous goat puzzle is.
The workman's key was the obvious tool to use.
Did you actually, Cricket?
It was specifically designed for a job like this. Unfortunately,
did you have nostalgia for it? It's a shame, because like that and Mario's Time Machine seem like they could be really cool, and then it's like, oh, they're entertainment. They could still be alright, maybe, and it's just like, no, they're not. Not even a bit.
Get away, you silly noodle! Can't you see the load's unstable?
Hey.
Hi, it's me again.
So I see. What now?
What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Good book?
A book? It's a passport to a world of fantasy and imagination.
Yeah, what's the title?
Creative Shelving for Beginners, the 1978 edition.
What's so cool about home improvement?
There's nothing like it. The resinous autumnal aroma of seasoned wood, the rhythmic rasp of the blade. Ah, no wonder our Lord came to earth as the son of a humble carpenter. I bet he was a wizard with a chisel and a length or two before.
Surely the betrayal of Christ's adoptive family as humble artisans is a symbolic metaphor.
I don't know about that, but I know they were carpenters. Haven't you read the book?
Well, no. But I have seen The Greatest Story Ever Told, and I don't recall Jesus putting up any shelves. Who built the castle?
Mad Phelan, the first Lord of Lochmarn. Well, I say lord, but actually he was little more than a village chieftain. He built his castle from the remains of the Templar preceptory.
Do you mind if I climb up your haystack to get into the castle?
What? You'd break your stupid neck for sure. Do you think I'd stand by and see your brains dashed out?
I'd be very careful, and I promise not to sue.
You won't get the chance, not while I'm here to stop you.
Yeah, I can't remember, don't remember how we shoo him away.
Where was the site of the Templar preceptory?
Right here, on Temple Hill. Phelan built right on top of the old wall. It's said that deep beneath these walls, there's a Templar chapel.
Did Pegram discover the chapel?
I don't know. His workers were sworn to secrecy.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, but I wouldn't trust him. His eyes are too close together. He's not a friend of yours, is he?
Oh no, far from it. In fact, I believe it's the face of a killer.
I knew it! Piggy eyes. Can't trust him.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
I can't read that little writing.
It says Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics.
Is that your name, Tommy Merlin?
No, but what a great stage name. It had what my high school hypnosis act had lacked, style and class. For a few seconds, I bathed in spotlight on a thundering tide of applause. Tommy Merlin, hypnotist.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, I just remembered something.
There's such silly incidental dialogue for like, I mean, of course he's not going to know that, the name on that, but...
What do you make of this matchbook?
So great.
Seems ordinary enough to me.
Would you like to shake my hand?
What is this? I don't do that male bonding stuff.
Oh, come on, fella. Get that toxic masculinity out of you.
I have to go now.
Are you still playing Tekken, Jeff? How's it going?
Pushing with all my strength got me nowhere. They didn't budge. I really need to start working out.
Well, at least you're, you haven't got a lot of weight on you, at least, Jules. I always like that hand, like, it sort of reminds me of like in a beat 'em up with a hand that's tries to get you to go, but like this one, it's like, no, come here, come on. So this gesticulated hand pulling you over, weirdly hypnotizing.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
I'm George Stobart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister. A few sandwiches short of the picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar,
Of course his
McGuire?
surname's McGuire.
I'm on the run. From me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks.
Oh, I forgot about
every
those.
last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine.
chopped firewood for Father my
Oh,
holy till
cricket.
me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too, but I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
Did well though, didn't he? Heck of a fib.
What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well,
cricket.
can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No, only...
What?
Oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No.
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh. There's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Loch Man.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Anyway.
Loch Man? They all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. There's this clown, see, and he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Oh, jeez.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister,
Are you
I
sure it's
seen it
Lee
with my very
Sung?
own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worse. It was coming from inside the castle.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows that could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but my legs had lost their stuffing.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it
Did you happen to
comes
see
from
a
the
black
shadows,
car that day?
all
A black
grey
car?
and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what
The
you saw at
ominous
the
music
castle.
here.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
Oh, all right.
Look at his face.
Neat, huh?
Didn't feel a thing.
We actually did that on someone.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
I really wish we had an Irish viewer in the audience. You're going to Scotland in this game, sadly.
Have you ever seen anyone wearing...
That belongs to the killer clown you're looking for.
That's right.
Can I have it?
Sorry. I'm keeping this as evidence.
Oh,
You
cracking,
should
yeah.
have told the cops.
I did.
Or
They weren't interested.
Syrian viewers, I guess. Can go to Syria.
See you later,
as well.
kid.
Okay, mister.
No, I've never been to Ireland, actually. So for all I know, this is incredibly accurate. I've seen Trainspotting. I've seen both Trainspotting. Oh look, it's hello to Hank Hill.
My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald.
God, they've had with all these stereotype names, haven't they?
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I'm on tablets for my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
Right, yeah, cricket.
What can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Have you ever explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died. We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
Be grim, eh?
Shake my hand.
It's a trick, isn't it?
Damn it, you're right. I can't seem to fool anyone. Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No.
Check out this.
Yeah.
Not exactly. Do you recognize the name?
Thomas Merlin? No. Never heard of him.
I don't think we can talk to the violinist guy. I mean, he looks like he's animated a different style, doesn't he? I don't think we talked to those two either. I think we talked to the bartender and he looks like one of the old men from the Muppets, doesn't he?
See you later. Hi there, old timer. What? Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner.
It is comically stereotypical, isn't it?
Oh, yes, prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. It's the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Sure, Jeff.
Excuse me?
Police? No. I'd know it if you were.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarn Castle is haunted.
That's what the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
Then you're a fool.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure.
Good night, Cricket. Thanks so much. Well done again on beating Sonic Advance 2, man. All the best. Good night.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Good night.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh!
Ghosts don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
Well, I put that to that mystery.
It's not open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Hey, would you like to shake my... no, on second thought, forget it.
Bad.
What does this...
I suppose you're collecting for charity?
No, I'm not.
Ooh, good
I want to know if
observation.
you've seen someone wearing a nose like this.
No, I haven't.
Especially if this is taking place in March, right?
I'll see you...
I don't know, we do talk to those guys. I don't think we talk. You can tell they're not animated in the way that we would actually.
He wasn't listening. Hello there. My name's...
Well, there's the Sonic jokes, which are
Pleased to
filled
meet you,
out.
Ed. Hey, O'Brien. Can I help
Of course, there's someone called O'Brien in this. Oh gosh. It says Patrick's up there. Did you know we're in Ireland?
What
It's
can
kind
you
of
tell
fun
me
of
about the
it,
castle,
isn't it?
Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing buildings
Well, you
are
can
much
put like
later
a funny.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's
You could
much
like
too
squash the
dangerous.
Donkey Kong about
Anyway,
or
there's
whatnot.
nothing of interest remaining.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that, but he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Why has Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that.
Oh, you
There's
petty.
the question of an unsettled
Oh.
bill. Poor Michael's seen red over
How
the
are
bill,
you, Pads?
and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary? He's what you call a would-be sophisticate. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
Okay then.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Do you know where Pegram has gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmar. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
Oh dear, Pads. Yeah, it's a difficult state of mind to do something with. I don't know. I was going to suggest a night's home walk, maybe like a 10-minute one. No, I don't know if that would be the right call. Yeah, difficult to. You got that kind of restlessness.
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
Yes, that's right.
And not a bloody news hound. Well, you're wasting your time here, boy. You'll find the people of Lochmar are a tight-lipped and cautious lot.
Why? Have you got something to hide?
It's just that we don't like to wash our dirty laundry in public.
Have you heard of the Phantom?
More than that. I've seen it. And let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There really is a Phantom of Lochmar.
Oh, no. I was talking about the
there it is.
I'd like to shake you by the hand.
I'll look for some.
I'd rather not. You see, I happened to notice that vibrating buzzer in your palm.
Goodbye for now.
Good riddance.
Not very good at that, are we?
Hi, my name's Stobart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
Do you know Professor Pegram?
Do I know him? Do I know the good professor himself? No, I don't. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know him to talk to.
Do you know anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
It's the science of archaeology, Pop. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavoured condoms, more likely.
So, I remember playing this, and I was in this sequence, and my mum came into the room when that guy talked about, like, oh, I'll probably just find flavoured condoms down there. I just remember mum going, I was going to say Jasm, she didn't call me Jasm, but Jasm, what is this game you're playing that's talking about condoms? Me just being very bashful, like, it's not what it's about, mum. Honest.
Is it true that Pegram found a valuable gem?
What? First I heard of it.
take no notice of that fella, Pop.
I don't think she called me
He's a
that.
journalist.
Did anyone from the village work at Peagram's Dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent.
Incontinent.
What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He just joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
That's right. Professor Stobart, Miskatonic University.
I thought you said you were a reporter.
Oh no, I'm an archaeologist. I'm researching the story of Lochmarn Castle.
We can't
for
get
a
our story
scientific
straight.
Oh, I see. How come you didn't leave with the others?
I didn't know they'd gone.
Oh yes, packed their spades and shovels and away they went.
Seems I missed all the excitement.
I think I've got a friend from uni who, an Irish lad, who is also like a really keen retro gamer. I think he said he'd played those. I want to get his opinion on this whole sequence.
May I shake your hand?
No, you can't.
Well, how come?
You barely
I'll
have.
spill me beer if you do.
Bye for now. Top of the morning to you.
Jeez, George.
I beg your pardon.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
No.
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it a room you're after?
Oh, George. I mean, at least they hung the lampshade over that, I guess. I still don't think the game's really above that kind of thing, though, yeah.
No, thank you. I don't plan to stay too long.
Who does? Most folk take one look at Lochmarn and jump back on the bus.
No.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
In a manner of speaking, I am.
Right, me boyo, 160 quid he owes me, pay up.
That's Pegram's business, not mine.
Ah, but he's done a bunk, hasn't he? Scampered.
I know. That's why I'm here, to look for him.
And what about the money he owes me?
When I find him, I'll remind him about it. Did Pegram stay here?
Yes, he did. 6 nights plus breakfast.
He couldn't have had breakfast this morning. Not unless he had it afore he went to bed.
What the hell are you talking about, Doyle?
The history fella. I seen him this morning. Crack of dawn. I had to get up at 4 o'clock to see to the missus.
I didn't know your wife was sick, Pat.
She's not. Anyhow, I went out to empty the bucket, and what do you think I saw?
For the love of God, Doyle, get to the point.
It was the history man, heading out to the village, on a bicycle.
I knew it. Hand over me money, or I'll throw you out.
Can I see Pegram's room?
It's been taken by one of the brothers from the reformatory. They come every year for spiritual refreshment.
That's a good one. Their idea of refreshment is a good full of stout.
I wouldn't want to disturb a man of God, especially not a big fella from the bad boys' home.
I don't blame you, Mick. That brother's got muscles like a muscle man.
Have you served any, clowns recently?
Don't change the subject. Are you gonna pay me Pegram's rent or not?
No way. Listen, I'm not really his friend. I've never even met the guy. But I need to find Pegram urgently. I think his life is in danger.
Damn right it is.
Excuse me for butting in, Michael, but I think the young fella's telling the truth.
I'm sorry I bit your head off, son.
That's okay, I understand. I guess. Have you served any...
No. You're the first today.
Seriously, I'm looking for a man dressed in a clown costume.
Would he be having a little white dog with a black patch over the eye?
I shouldn't think so.
So, like, I mentioned Trainspotting earlier as a gag, like, because it's obviously Scottish, but I kind of want to watch Trainspotting again. I remember the second one was very good.
What can you tell me about the castle?
You're the second person to ask me that today. I don't know anything about the castle. It's only an old ruin anyway.
Yeah, the second one, when did that come out? It was like a few years back.
Who else was
Pretty
asking
dark
about the
films,
castle?
though. Holy
He
hell.
said he was a reporter. He was asking about the
The accents are quite thick in it as well, obviously, which is kind of charming. I know there's a big thing about it getting
He might have
subtitles
paid me
overseas
to
and
hear what he
such.
wanted me to say.
Anyway, I chucked him out on his arse.
Good for you, Mick. That's the way to deal with journalists.
Brilliant.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Oh, George.
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
Ooh.
Hey, bartender?
Landlord, if you don't mind.
Sorry. Shake my hand, why don't you?
Now, why should I do that? What have you got up your sleeve?
Nothing. Come on, just shake my hand.
Not just now, mister. I have to be careful on account of the health restrictions.
Oh, jeez. Thanks.
Hey.
I was about to reach for the pump when I came. A rash move like that in a strange country with strange customs could be my last.
So that part of this is very well animated, but it's so distracting how clearly not like the rest of the characters he's rendered. Rebellion. That did seem quite suspect, that bit, didn't it? Know what you mean?
I took hold of the great.
See, I think it is just these two areas, and then I don't know how you get out of Ireland. Actually, I assume you just kind of.
Don't climb!
So we had to scare him away.
It's me again.
So I...
Have you seen Professor Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Oh,
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Do you think Pegram's disappearance is due to the curse?
Look at the facts. He dug up the gem. He disappeared. Bingo. It doesn't take a degree in mathematics to work that one out, does it? You don't have to be a smarty Pythagoras with a calculator.
I guess not.
Pegram has run off with the gem.
I have to go.
Hello.
Do you know Professor...
Okay.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Bill.
He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right. Did you work at Professor Pegram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
Have you heard about the gem which Pegram found?
I heard a rumor, but you can't believe everything you hear or see, can you?
Oh gosh, love nervous energy. Yeah, thank you very much for the follow, Bill. You're quite a fan of Broken Sword, are you?
Where can I find Professor Pegram?
I heard he's gone fishing. I don't know where.
See you later.
Hello.
Sorry to...
I think we need to, exhaust some
Hey! Hello there.
dialogue
Do you remember
options.
seeing Sean Fitzgerald at the dig?
Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication.
Can I buy you...
You most certainly.
Give me a drink for my friend here.
Who? Doyle? Has he conned you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick. Say again.
Just the point this time, Michael.
1 point of brown coming up.
Oh, that's fantastic, isn't it? It's held up really well. I'm really enjoying it.
Do you remember Sean Fitzgerald now?
I can picture the scene as if it was only last week. Come to think of it, it was only last week. Fitzgerald was there all right. Him and a bunch of students. He was speaking with the boss man.
Bye for now.
Let's go see about that, shall we?
Hello.
Doyle told me you definitely worked at the dig.
You don't believe him, do you? Patrick Doyle is a moron and a scoundrel.
Even so, he saw you talking to Pegram.
You can't prove that, mister.
See you later. Hey! Hello there. Oh. Excuse. Hello. Oh.
Yeah, we need to get him to run out.
Hello again.
Basically.
What? Do you know Pegram the...
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it? No, I don't know him.
What's that you're making?
It's a necklace, me bucko.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire.
Do I miss people say me bucko?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't think much of a wire necklace.
It's not made for a woman. I've got my sights on tastier dishes than women.
Oh dear.
Flesh as smooth and tender as a maiden's. Bones as soft and white as a newborn babe's. Rabbit, lad. That's what gets my juices flowing.
That's a good sneeze read they got out of whoever did that.
Ah, so you're making snares to trap rabbits.
That's right. Do you have a problem with that?
Damn right I do. Isn't it painful?
Only if I get me fingers caught.
I'm talking about the rabbits. Do they feel much pain?
You bet.
Get away, buddies.
Were you aware that Pegram was conducting an archaeological dig?
I don't meddle in other people's affairs. They don't interest me.
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
I told you, I never heard of him.
I'll see.
Hello.
Sorry. Excuse me. Yes, sir. I don't. I'll just. Hey. Hello there. Oh.
Yeah, we need to Oh, actually, I think we need to go back and talk to. There's a lot of like just. I think this is just talking to people in a different order at this point.
Hey.
What do you want to know?
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, 'cause he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Do you know anything about Pegram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
Did anyone from the village work at the dig?
Pegram brought some students and bums with him. He reckoned no one in Lochmarn would know what to look for. The only local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald says he's never been anywhere near the dig.
He's having you on, mister.
Are you sure Fitzgerald worked at the dig?
Oh, yes. It was him, all right. Would I tell a lie?
Well, he denies it.
I saw them together only last night.
I wish you'd told me that sooner. What were they doing?
Pegram gave Fitzy a box. He didn't look too happy about it.
I knew it. But how am I going to persuade him to part with it?
Break his fingers.
Nah, I couldn't do that.
I could.
Thanks for the offer, kid, but I'll try a more subtle approach.
I don't doubt that.
Chinese burns?
What's Fitzgerald scared of?
Everything and everyone.
So I shouldn't have any trouble getting him to talk.
He's a pushover, but don't scare him too much. Try the soft touch. Butter him up a bit.
I heard that Pegram had found a legendary gem.
That's right. It's been the talk of Lochmarn all week.
You haven't seen the gem, have you?
Hell no. I reckon Pegram made off with it. If I was him, I'd go to Amsterdam, chop it up and sell it. He could be living the life of Riley instead of digging holes.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Alright, Fitzgerald, fess up, fella.
Hello.
McGuire says he saw you working at the dig. What's more, he saw you talking with Pegram.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught. Just my luck. Grasped up by a delinquent and a dimwit.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefits at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he? So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving. He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Pegram's package?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me.
Who will?
The man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem.
Poor lad. And then... Yep.
Hey! I just seen a big red...
Look at his face.
Get out of here, McGuire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy, Michael.
Oh, yes. And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Yeah, let's go see to that, shall we?
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding my own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I, and I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass, but the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and hit him an awful wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes.
Well animated, isn't it?
He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
Did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask. Are you a special agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm
Well,
not.
there's never misspelling there. There's no S in disappoint there.
Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
Have you ever seen this?
What a
See you later.
Okay, Miss...
So yeah, bit of plot thickening there.
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped. It was impossible to return the switch to its... I tried to flip the switch with the lifting. Hey!
Hello there.
What do you know about leprechauns, Doyle?
Leprechauns! Is it the little people you're talking about? Sure, and a cousin of mine was wed to one.
Oh, come on. Do you really expect me to believe that?
It's the truth, I'm telling you. She fell asleep on a fairy ring, see? When she woke up, there he was. A little fella.
Oh, okay, now I really need to ask my Irish friend what he thinks of this.
Tell me more about your cousin and the leprechaun.
Oh, no. Well, young Mary was speechless, especially when the leprechaun up and spoke to her. Be my bride, me darling, says he, and she'll never want for riches again. Okay, says she, and he slips her in a daisy on her finger.
Amen.
So there you are, proof that the little people exist.
Well, that's no proof. All you have is her word for it.
Not so. The following spring, she had a little baby.
Did the leprechaun's promise come true?
What promise was that now?
That she'd never want for riches again.
Now, there's the strangest thing. She never did.
I thought you said she was claiming the social part.
Jeez.
Indeed, Mr. O'Brien. But there's riches and riches. She told me, Pat, she says, that little darling boy is all the riches in the world to me.
Bye for now. Excuse me.
Hello there.
The boy told me Fitzgerald was driven away in the car that hit him.
McGuire's always spinning wild yarns. I don't know where he gets them from. Television, I expect, or comics. If I was you, I'd take what he says with a generous pinch of salt.
McGuire's tale about the car sounds quite plausible to me. He says the driver was dressed like a leprechaun.
That boy has a head full of fluffy toys.
Goodbye for now. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Do you know Sean Fitzgerald very well?
I know him enough not to sell him more than 2 pints. He's like a kid when he gets a few beers inside him.
I'm not surprised. He's on medication for his nerves.
There's nothing wrong with his nerves. He's just screwy.
Thanks. Hello again.
What?
I'll see.
Yeah, I think I'll be about to call it. Got a good few hours in on this.
Hi, it's me again.
So
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah. He knocked somebody down outside the bar.
Pet, I was a bit confused about that because I was reading, because that's for Streets of Rage 4, isn't it? I've read that date might not be true. I was a bit confused on that. I think that was like an accidental thing, or I'm not really sure, but I'll have to check up on that. It's been hinted that it's going to get a physical. It's been hinted it's going to get a physical release over here at least, which is quite nice.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
I'm sorry, man. That might not be the case. I might be
Right
wrong.
under the car?
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no. But he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them.
Jeez.
In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
Jeez.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard. It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvelous! I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
Hooray! Off he goes. Yeah, it's funny, quite a lot of
He
this.
strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Yeah, quite a lot of this is just done through the dialogue options, really. Just kind of eventually end up where you need to. Oh, nice! Oh, they got, oh god, what's his, Masuda, I think his surname is?
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
Yeah, we need to put something there. Ooh. Yeah, we'll do a... I think we'll do this puzzle, see what's after, and then call it. Oh, cool. So we need to get the wire off him. It's when he sneezes. Actually, do we give him the tissue?
Hello again. What? You could make use of...
Never use them. Those things are unhygienic.
Hello again. What? I'll see you.
Yeah, how does this go exactly? So you need to... Oh, I see. I think I'm confusing something else. Oh wait, no, we do need to. Yeah, see, you had it there.
It was impossible. It was
Keep an eye on them, shall we?
Oh no, you...
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, how do we get that from Sorry, I'm operating quite slowly now. I think I'm quite tired. Just looking through the, ask about the tea against the bar. We should have a battle bar by now, but... Yeah, so I think my mind's a bit gone, so I think we'll call it here. Come back to this probably tomorrow evening, I think. Maybe with an earlier start, so I can get a bit more of this in. I mean, we did do 3 hours, 26 minutes. Yeah, I'm about to go off myself. Yeah, so... There we are. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I'll be back on this tomorrow evening. Yeah, thanks so much everyone. I won't bother with a raid because it's too late really. There's only 4 people watching now, so... But no, thanks everyone. I had quite a big turnout today. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much everyone. All the best. Yeah, no, I've been really enjoying this. Oh, thank you, Bellin. I'm sorry it's been a bit slow going so far this game. I've been really enjoying it. I hope it's been the right watch with it. But yeah, I should be keeping that this in the evenings. And then tomorrow sometime in the day I'll be playing, streaming the randomizer on Yoku's Island Express. Fun times. But yeah, good night everyone. Good night.